Eerily haunting true stories about remote abandoned locations rich in history. Come with us, now travels from state to state, if you dare.
Be the last time anybody sees us alive. I don't know where she has the authority to fucking kill. Hello? Gina, there is a beehive over there. Do you see that in the hole?
Buckle up, Buttercup.
Welcome to 50 States of Madness.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to 50 States of Madness.
Welcome to 50 States of Madness.
I'm Shannon.
I'm Gina.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm doing great. A lot better.
Full.
You're fine. We had lunch today.
Yeah, we just had lunch. I'm so full. Stuffed.
It is so hard to talk to you with my glasses on because
Are those reading glasses?
they're reading glasses. So when I look up, I just see you completely blurry. I have a hard time having a conversation with you because I can't see you. But
Well, you're gonna have
I'll
to.
do this.
You're gonna have to graduate to bifocals.
Yeah, I try. I feel like I'm swimming underwater.
Well, they're not called bifocals anymore. They're called
Progressives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try again. I try every year. I just can't get used to them. And then I end up not wearing them. And then I go back to these cheapy Amazon, reading glasses.
Well, I wore like actual bifocals when I was in 4th grade. I started wearing bifocals. That was when they had like the big old line and like
Yeah.
and
You are Savannah's mother.
right? And
Okay.
then I wore them for a couple years, and then I started wearing contacts in 6th grade, and then I just this last year tried to. He's like, I think it's time to go back to the, now they call them progressives. So I was like, okay, like I'll try. And so when I first put it, I think the thing is you have to just wear them. You can't like.
That's what they say, but I see so good far away that I don't need any prescription on
Well,
the top.
you think you do until you.
No.
Even if it's just clear.
No, but I do. I see, like, you're very clear to me.
Well,
Like,
yeah, but like even if it's what if you just put clear on the top?
No, I think that's
like
what they do.
with no prescription.
They put the clear on the top and then they put the thing on the bottom.
Yeah, because I have a prescription
yeah.
on both, but yeah, I wore him out of the doctor's office, and he even said like, be careful, like when you go out there, like walking down the steps. I drove home with them.
Really? Yeah, I can't get used to them. I even put on I found an old pair that they gave me, and I put those on the other day, and still I can't wear them, even though the prescription on the bottom's not strong enough for me anymore.
Yeah, I just kept with it, and I just kept wearing them and wearing them and wearing them, and now
Maybe I'll do that.
I've adjusted, but it's been since December, so
Yeah.
that I've had them.
Well, today I have to put them on because we're not shooting the shit like last week.
Okay.
We're doing a story
Yeah.
that you came across.
I did. It's a pretty popular one. I mean, we probably could do a shoot the shit on it, but it's a pretty interesting story that I have kind of been following for a while now. It's the case of Jennifer Dulos, and so I thought that it would be an interesting one to, talk about. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like all these are sad.
Oh, well, yeah.
But this one kind of, for me, hit home because she's our age.
Oh, really?
Ooh. Yeah, she was.
I'm
not 50 yet, so I can't say that. But she was 50 years old. But
when this happened.
So I'm not 50 yet. I got to live up my last few months before.
And 50 is young. I'm going to say that really, like, when we're little, we think, oh my gosh, 50, we're so old. But I feel like we're like in our prime, like we're top of our game right now.
Yeah, I remember thinking like 50, I'm going to have life all figured out.
Yeah.
I figured out a damn thing.
I was watching this morning Meet Joe Black. It's an old movie with Brad Pitt in it. And it's about death comes to this guy's door, Anthony Hopkins, and he is going to take him, death, but he wants to live on Earth for a little bit, if in case any of you who haven't seen it yet. But it's funny because the guy, he's going to take him on the night of his 65th birthday party. And my first reaction is like, why is he taking him so young? Like, oh my gosh. Because I'm thinking like, I'm 51, like 65. I'm not ready.
It's not far away.
And my dad's 83. He just came back on from a 10-day, cruise to Alaska with us. Like he's still playing his jazz music. He's still doing everything. Like he helps us with our podcast. He knows more about it. I'm like, to me, he's young too. Like at heart, like, it's just, I think
it's all what you do, like if you stay, you got to keep your mind young too. Like it's not just your body. I think it's your mind. You got to
keep learning.
You got to read. You got to, they say doing puzzles and doing crossword puzzles and stuff like that. Like it's all, it's good for you. So.
Okay. Well, we will dive into this one. So Fotis and Jennifer Dulos.
Yes.
Jennifer Dulos was born Jennifer Farber on September 27, 1968 in New York City to Gloria Ortenberg and Hillard Farber. She had one older sister, Melissa. Jennifer's maternal aunt and uncle, Elizabeth Claiborne and Arthur Ortenberg, founded the fashion company Liz Claiborne. Jennifer graduated from Brown University in 1990 and later earned a master's degree in writing. As a stay-at-home mom, she made her living as a writer and also ran her own blog. Fotis Dulos was born on August 6, 1967 in Turkey and grew up in Athens, Greece, moving to the U.S. in 1986. He graduated from Brown University in 1989 and later earned an MBA in finance from Columbia Business School. Fotis married a woman named Hilary Vanessa Aldama, who was also a graduate of Brown University. They were married in Athens in June 2000. Their marriage lasted 4 years, and they were divorced on July 12, 2004. That same year, Fotis founded Four Group Incorporated, a real estate development company specializing in luxury homes based in Connecticut. Wow, he had a lot going for him. They both did.
Yeah, I think she came from money, obviously.
Yeah, Liz Claiborne.
But I'm not convinced he came from money. I think he wanted to appear that way, but I don't really think he came from a lot of money.
He came from it.
Yeah.
Both Fotis and Jennifer attended Brown University, where they met, and Fotis had started emailing Jennifer while he was still married to his first wife, Hillary. Just over a month after Fotis divorced Hillary, him and Jennifer were married in Manhattan on August 28, 2004, and then moved to Farmington, Connecticut. The two had 5 children together, one set of identical twins that are boys, one set of fraternal twins, boy and a girl, and then a daughter. Wow. 2 sets of twins?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, I don't know if I didn't actually look it up, but I don't know if there were like any fertility drugs involved or whatever. But yeah, to get 2 back-to-back twins like that.
Yeah. Oof. That's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
All of the children were named after Greek Orthodox saints: Petros, Theodore, Constantine, Christiane, and Cleopatra Noel. To an outsider, the couple's relationship looked great. They had 5 beautiful children, a luxury home that Fotis built, and they were just all-around gorgeous couple. It doesn't seem like it gets any better than this. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case at all. In 2017, Jennifer found out that Fotis was having an affair with a woman named Michelle Traconis, a native of Venezuela. Jennifer stayed with Fotis for a few months after finding out about the affair, but then decided to leave. She took their 5 children and left without telling them. That night, Fotis made a call to 911 to report that he hadn't heard from her, and he was worried.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
I'm worried about my wife and kids because they left to go to New York, and I haven't been able to get in touch with them.
Okay, they were going to New York. What's the license plate on the car?
Excuse me?
What's the license plate on the car?
I have to get them for you.
Okay, who's the car registered to?
It's registered to my wife's name, Jennifer Dulos.
Spell the last name for me.
Dulos, D-U-L-O-S.
Jennifer, G-A-E-N-N-I-F-E-R.
Yes.
Her date of birth?
It's September 27, 1968. And then they were driving with her baby phone. I can give you her car as well.
Okay, what kind of, hold on. What kind of car were they driving?
It was a Range Rover.
Was it a Range Rover?
Yep.
Hold on one second. Black, 2016 black Land Rover Range Rover?
Yep.
Okay, when were they supposed to be there?
They were supposed to be there.
Hello?
I can give you the address as well as the apartment.
Okay.
But the landline is not answering. They're not answering their cell phones.
Okay, what's their cell phone number?
It's 860 604.
604?
No, 604. Yep.
Okay.
406.
Okay, you keep breaking up, sir. I need you to hold the phone to your face because I keep hearing you really far away.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This numbers. 860
604.
604-9406. That's my wife's cell phone number.
Okay, and who's the other person that's with your wife?
And it's the babysitter. Her name is Lauren.
Lauren?
Lauren.
Do you know her last name?
Yes, Almeida. Almeida.
Okay, and her cell phone number?
Let me give it to you one second.
And who else is with them?
That's it.
Okay, no kids. And you said there were kids with them or not?
They're my 5 kids, yes.
How many kids? 2?
5.
5 kids?
Yep.
Okay.
Let me give you her number. 860 190 9555.
190-9555 or 490-1955?
490.
Okay, 860-490.
9555.
Okay, and how long ago did they leave Connecticut?
They left Connecticut, I believe, around, I want to say 4:30.
Yeah, PM?
Excuse me?
PM?
PM, yes.
Okay. And they were supposed to be in New York tonight?
Yeah, they're supposed to be in New York, but nobody's picked it up, and I'm really worried because something I see that
You're all, sir, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Let me take you off speakerphone.
Yes, please do.
No, I did that because I wanted to see the number, but I've been texting, and I see that the texts are being delivered, but nobody's responding to me.
Okay. So they're supposed to, do you have, okay, so I'll send an officer over to speak with you. But do you have like the Find Your iPhone app or anything like that?
What's that?
Okay. Do you have iPhones?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. What's your name?
It's Fotis, F-O-T-I-S.
Okay.
Last name is Dulos, D-U-L-O-S.
Okay, I'll send an officer over to speak with you, okay? You're at 4 Jefferson Crossing?
Yes.
Okay.
What time do you think he'll be here?
He should be there shortly. He's not too far, okay?
Okay, very good. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye.
Yep.
Following day, Jennifer filed for divorce. Jennifer and the kids moved 70 miles away to New Canaan, Connecticut. Court got very ugly and dragged on for nearly 2 years. Jennifer called Fotis a bully, and in a court documents, she said, "I'm afraid of my husband. I know that filing for divorce will enrage him. I know he will retaliate." She then went on to talk about his sick revenge fantasies. Fotis claimed that Jennifer was making this all up and that she suffered from mental issues and was taking medicine for it. Just thinking about the first wife, man, she dodged a bullet.
Oh, yeah.
And by living overseas, she probably dodged a lot of his rage. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's why he moved on so quickly, too.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, who knows?
Wow.
Who knows what, I mean, I don't know. I sometimes feel like to be a fly on the wall, You
Yeah.
know, like in cases like this would be very interesting.
A fly on their brain.
Yeah.
Jennifer's family said that it wasn't the case and that she always took very, very good care of her mental health. Jennifer alleged that Fotis had threatened to kidnap their children if she didn't agree to his terms of the divorce settlement, and that he had bought a gun that year. Fotis denied making the threats and claimed that he had bought the gun legally for home security. Despite Jennifer's requesting an emergency order of custody, the couple were given temporary joint custody of the children until the end of the divorce proceedings. I feel like sometimes they don't listen to the wives.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I understand a lot of people use it to their advantage or
Yeah, of course.
exaggerate, but I don't know. Especially if somebody just buys a gun, I feel like you need to protect people better.
Yeah, of course. And I feel like too, it's hard in cases like this where, these cases just come across like these judges' desks or whoever's making these calls, and it's just like a brand new case to them. There's not like a lot of history. It's not like, to try to make a decision without hearing a lot of input and information to be like, okay, who gets the kids?
Yeah.
Unless something like tragic happens or whatever. But to just have to make like a temporary order, like where these kids stay, like I would not want that.
Yeah.
I would not want that as a job.
Scary. Yeah. That's a lot of pressure actually.
Yeah.
When you put it that way. So when Jennifer again requested an emergency order of custody in early 2018, the judge found that Fotis had broken numerous court orders. In March 2018, Jennifer was awarded sole physical custody of the children, while both parents were to share joint legal custody. Fotis was granted supervised visitation and monitored phone calls. In February 2018, Jennifer's father passed away, and her mother, Gloria Farber, sued Fotis for unpaid loans, which she won in June 2020. She claimed he owed them $1.7 million loaned to him by his father-in-law, Hillard Farber. Being that Fotis had no money, Gloria Farber had attempted twice to get assets from his estate, but has been denied. Jennifer was last seen around 8 a.m. on May 24, 2019, when she dropped off her children at school. The same day, she missed 2 doctor's appointments that she had scheduled for 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. in New York City. Later that evening, around 7 p.m., 2 of her friends, including her nanny, reported her missing after they failed to get in contact with her. Family and friends of Jennifer stated that it would be out of character for her to leave home on her own without telling anyone. Jennifer's nanny, who had arrived at the house at 11:30 a.m., later told detectives she was surprised to see Jennifer's Range Rover in the garage because she said she had planned to take it to her doctor's appointments instead of her Suburban, which was missing. When detectives searched the house, they found blood splatter on the floor, the door, and a wall in the garage, as well as on the exterior of the Range Rover. Blood was also found in the kitchen. DNA tests revealed most of the blood to be Jennifer's, apart from the blood on the kitchen faucet, a mixture belonging to both Jennifer and Fotis. Wow. About a week later, the investigation took a turn to the Hartford area, which was very close to where Fotis and Michelle lived. The police asked Fotis for his cell phone, which he turned over without question, and found that he was in that area around 7 p.m. the night Jennifer disappeared. The police obtained a video from Albany Avenue where they saw Fotis and Michelle driving down the street. For a 4-mile stretch, their vehicle stopped 30 times as Fotis was getting out of the truck and dumping black trash bags into trash cans.
Fotis Dulos in a black pickup. Perhaps unaware, he was on a Hartford street loaded with sophisticated surveillance cameras.
30 times in 4 miles?
30 times. They also had a video of someone they thought to be Fotis stuffing a FedEx box down a storm drain. When the box was recovered, they found 2 license plates from vehicles that had been registered to Fotis. They also found that these plates had been altered before they were dumped. Fotis then became the main suspect. I think he's the only suspect in my book.
You think?
I'm gonna be an armchair detective right now.
Okay.
And say that I think Fotis is the only suspect.
Well, I mean, make of it what you will.
Oh my.
In June 2019, 9 days after Jennifer went missing, detectives found Fotis and Michelle at a hotel in Avon, Connecticut. They were both arrested for tampering with evidence. How quickly that goes downhill. The order at that time was that they were to have no contact with each other. They both pleaded not guilty and were held on a $500,000 bond. Michelle put up the money that day and was released. Fotis, however, didn't have the money. A week later, Fotis came up with the money and was released. At his bond hearing, it was said that his DNA was found mixed with Jennifer's blood on a kitchen sink faucet. By the end of summer 2019, detectives had gathered enough evidence to arrest both Fotis and Michelle, again for tampering with evidence. In an affidavit, detectives said that on the morning of May 24th, 2019, Fotis was seen on camera leaving one of his properties about 2 miles from his home. So in his job, he would build these like designer homes. He actually like built the home that they lived in or whatever. So there was like a bunch of different properties that he owned that were very close to the home.
Okay.
So he was arriving in a red Tacoma pickup truck. This vehicle belonged to a worker of his. The authorities pulled surveillance footage and saw Fotis driving along the 70-mile stretch from Farmington to New Canaan, which is where he lived in Farmington. And then it was 70 miles to where Jennifer lived with the children, the new house that she moved into. The truck was parked 3 miles from Jennifer's house. One of the detectives noticed in the bed of the truck that there was a bike tire sticking up. They went back and reviewed surveillance footage and saw a man dressed in all black with a black hood riding a bike towards Jennifer's home. They believe that around 7:30 a.m., Fotis rode to Jennifer's house and snuck in and waited for her. At 8:05 a.m., a camera captures Jennifer's Suburban coming back home from dropping the kids off at school. What happens next is only speculation because obviously nobody really knows like play by play
what happened.
What's happened, but they believe that Fotis attacked Jennifer when she got out of her car in the garage and he bludgeoned her. There was blood on the floor of the garage and also underneath the car, the drive shaft, and underneath the floorboard. At 10:25 a.m., Jennifer's Suburban is spotted leaving the house. Authorities believe that after he attempted to clean up, he took her body and drove his employee's truck, transferred her body and the black trash bags to the red Tacoma pickup truck. So he put her body in her car, in her Suburban, drove with all the trash bags that contained all the stuff that he used to clean the house with.
Oh, so it wasn't body parts that he was dumping?
No.
Oh, okay.
So the police tracked Jennifer's cell phone from the house to the park. So there's her car was found a couple miles away at a park. Her Suburban was, and so that's
and her
where
body
he
wasn't
did.
in there.
No. So from 10:30 a.m. to 11:09 a.m., Jennifer's phone stayed at Waveney Park without any movement. At 11:09, her phone was powered off, and Fotis is seen driving north in his worker's red Tacoma. So they feel like that's where the switch was. But in that 40 minutes of time, was he around there dumping her body somewhere? Or, what was he doing in
those 40 minutes?
Yeah. Then an hour and 15 minutes later, he's seen back at the property in Farmington, which is where he originally was earlier that morning. And the neighbor's camera caught him arriving at 12:22 p.m.
So if he's only missing for those 40 minutes from that area, the furthest he can drive is 20 minutes out. So
he's not driving. There's no movement at all on her phone.
For those 40 minutes?
Yes.
On her phone?
Yes.
But he moved. He left her there. And he left in the truck?
He didn't leave until 40 minutes later.
Oh.
So he goes in the house, like, allegedly. He goes to her house on bike. Like, he's,
Okay.
So he's on a bicycle. He rides, he parks, well, he's driving in the red pickup truck, which is his coworkers or a man that works for him. He parks it 3 miles from her home.
Then
He gets on the bike. He bicycles from that point to her house, where he goes in her house. She comes home. He kills her. He puts her body and the bike in her Suburban.
Okay.
Takes her Suburban, leaves the house.
And all the trash bags in that Suburban.
Yes. Drives to this park that is a couple miles away.
Okay.
Does something with her body. Puts the trash bags into the red truck that was there.
How did the red truck get to the park?
Because that's where he dropped. That's where he parked it and then got out and rode.
So it was
bike.
3 miles. So okay.
Yeah.
So the park was 3 miles away.
And then rode the bike.
I'm picturing he's parking on the side of the road. So he parked at that park.
Yeah.
Got the bike out. So when he drove back, that
was where he did something with the body at that point.
Okay.
Put the trash bags into the red truck.
Okay.
Left her Suburban there where it was found later, and then they were seen on camera footage driving in that red truck dumping those trash bags.
Michelle and him,
yes,
is the lady he had an affair with, having an affair
yes
with. Okay.
Well, at this time they lived together because he moved her into their old home.
Oh, what a good man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So through all of this, Fotis continued to claim his innocence. After detectives went through all of the trash bags, they found zip ties which contained Jennifer's blood. They believed he used them to try to contain her. After the zip ties were tested, Fotis was arrested in January 2020 for capital murder and kidnapping in connection with the disappearance of Jennifer. So when they went back and they got these trash bags, there was a bra of hers found with blood all over it, a shirt, like a lot of her belongings, paper towels that had her blood on it.
So him cleaning up the crime scene.
Yes. So all that was dumped in those bags.
So when the nanny got to the house that morning, she didn't see any blood or anything. She didn't find any because
she didn't. Yeah, she didn't get to the house till 11:30.
And so did he know that he knew the activities of the nanny then, I assume?
Yeah, I don't know if he knew that she had 2 doctor's appointments. I'm sure he probably knew that the nanny probably wouldn't be there early because she was taking the kids to school. So there was probably no need for the nanny to be there early if all the kids, she had just dropped them off at school. So he probably figured it was a safe time for her to be by herself. So Fotis was able to post a $6 million bond and was released the same day and back on house arrest.
How is he able to do that if he can't even pay back his mother-in-law the $1.7 million?
So I think he knew people that had money, but I think he financially himself was struggling because, again, I don't think he came from money. And that's something that, like, in their marriage, he always would hold against her is, you know, you've been supported by your mom this whole time. Like, your parents did everything for you. You never had a worry in the world. You know, everything was always taken care of for you. And I think that he went into this relationship just for money purposes, just, you know, monetary reasons, because he knew that they had a lot of money, and Jennifer's dad, I think, was, you know, very willing to help him in his business. So that was, you know, he just struck gold. So he was able to post $6 million bond, was later released the same day, was back on house arrest. However, there was a problem. The houses he put up for bond were in foreclosure. They revoked his bond, which meant that he was sent back to jail. The judge wanted him brought in that day, but he never showed up to court. They could tell because of his ankle monitor that he was still at his house. The police were called to do a welfare check. When they arrived, they found Fotis in his garage inside his Suburban. He had attached tubing to the exhaust pipe, sending carbon monoxide into the vehicle. They pulled him out of the Suburban, but he was unresponsive. They gave him CPR at the scene and were able to get a pulse. He was then transferred to the hospital where he was put into a hyperbaric chamber to treat the carbon monoxide poisoning, but it didn't work. His children were allowed to come and see him, and then 2 days later, he was taken off of life support when he died.
Extraordinary scene as it played out on live TV in Hartford, Connecticut on WFSB TV.
There are still questions that need to be answered.
Initial reports said he was dead.
Fotis Dulos, we later learned that he committed suicide today.
Then this happened after 30 minutes of CPR.
But his defense attorney is just coming in now and telling Eyewitness News that okay, Norm Pattis has just released a statement saying, I'm told that Fotis Dulos is on his way to the hospital and he has a pulse.
It was a shocking turn of events in a murder that has riveted the nation.
When officers responded, they could see through a window that Mr. Dulos was sitting in his vehicle and he had obvious signs of medical distress.
They forced themselves inside the garage and dragged him out, got him some fresh air, and that's when they started compressions.
He left a suicide note saying that he had nothing to do with the disappearance of Jennifer, and neither did Michelle. Michelle was then charged with conspiracy to commit murder, along with attorney Kent Mawhinney.
Who's this attorney?
So, okay, let me explain who this guy is. So he was the attorney that represented Fotis in the civil case. Okay. So, the morning Mawhinney was in Fotis's office the morning that Jennifer disappeared. So on May 24th, he was in the office. He was also the founder of a hunting club nearby. A few days before Jennifer went missing, it was found that a hole had been dug on this property and was later reported to the police. They searched the property with ground-penetrating radar and found a hole that was about 6 feet long and 4 feet deep. Both Michelle and Kent have pleaded not guilty.
Kent Mawhinney is a lawyer who has found himself on the wrong side of the law before. In February, he was arrested for spousal rape. He and his wife were going through a contentious divorce. He was also the lawyer for Fotis Dulos when his in-laws first sued him in a dispute over money. About a dozen years ago, Mawhinney also founded the Windsor Rod and Gun Club on about 25 acres of land in East Granby. He left the club after a few years, but just a week before Jennifer Dulos disappeared, current members Jay Lawler and Lee McKay were hunting there and found a 6-foot-long hole covered by 2 barbecue grill grates. The police report reads, Lawler described the hole as 100% a human grave. Inside the hole, Lawler found a blue tarp and 2 unopened bags of lime. McKay had remarked, "What's the lime for?" Lawler had answered, "For trying to get rid of a body." Police later found Mawhinney had asked a member about getting back on the property back in March or April. On March 29th, records show Mawhinney's phone near the club. On May 18th, those members first found the grave, but 4 days later, they went back and found it half full of water and the bags of lime were gone. May 24th is when Jennifer Dulos disappeared. On May 31st, Mawhinney's phone is tracked near the club again, and in early June, the grave is found filled in. Police dug the hole up and found nothing, and later police dogs found nothing.
So, according to the police, the 2 windows of opportunity for Fotis to dump her body, first was the 40 minutes that were unaccounted for. And then the second occurred later that day when he returned to the Farmington house where he originally was in the morning. So at 2:24 p.m., a white vehicle registered to Fotis's company was seen leaving the property, and it wasn't seen again until 3:55 p.m. when it returned. So it was gone for a good chunk of time. So in April of 2023, in what Michelle's attorney called a small victory, a judge granted her request to have her GPS monitor device removed. So she has been on house arrest this whole time without incident. Like, she hasn't tried to run. She hasn't tried to do anything. So she was able to get it removed. So she's no longer on house arrest. So the judge ruled that her movements will no longer be tracked while she is free on more than $2 million bond. So it hasn't gone to court yet. It still is. They're still waiting trial. But Jennifer's body has still to this day never been found.
What a little chicken shit, though. You commit this murder. You drag your girlfriend and your attorney and on it.
And then you
you go and fucking kill yourself so they can take the rap, and all you do is write a letter saying, well, she had nothing to do with it, but yet she drove around in a car with you.
Well,
dropping off trash bags that had all the evidence. But I don't understand why she just won't.
Well, my thing is,
if she knows where the body is, can she do like a deal? Like, hey, I'll tell you where the body
deal?
is. Yeah. And
well,
I didn't have anything to do with the crime, but yes, I did help him dump bags afterwards or something like where.
First of all, if you didn't have anything to do with it, why are you killing yourself?
Oh yeah, no,
absolutely.
But
second of all, if you didn't have anything to do with it, how do you know that Michelle didn't have anything to do with it?
Thank you. Yeah. It's like, yeah, it just.
It's, to me, it's kind of cut and dry.
Yeah.
It's kind of a given to me that he did it. But again, I'm
just hoping Michelle shares what she knows, like if she knows anything,
because it was also said that her attorney said like at no time, like basically they're trying to say that when he was driving down this street dumping all of these trash bags, she didn't know what he was doing. Well, first of all, if you're just driving with your boyfriend down the street,
if my husband's stopping 30
times in 4 miles,
I'd be like, what are you doing?
What's in there? Why can't we just go to the dump? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're gonna ask a question. But she's claiming that she did not know what he was doing. He didn't tell her what was in the bags. And at no time did she ever dump a trash bag, which is true. She didn't. She was only seen getting out of the car one time, and she never physically completely got out of the car. It looks like she leans out of the car. She puts her hand on the ground and she's like wiping something off of her hand, like in the dirt. And then she gets back in the car. So she's never seen out of the car dumping. It's all him. He's, getting out of the car and they drive to the next one. He dumps in the trash can.
I mean, it probably would have almost been better if he would have just said, yes, I did it. Michelle had nothing to do with it. Like maybe that note would have been better. And this is where you can find her body. If you're going to kill yourself, you might as well let them find the body.
Well, and I just wonder, I mean, I don't necessarily believe that she was in on it, that she was there, but I believe she knew what he did. Maybe not beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
But she knows something.
Yeah. And the attorney, too. If he's in the attorney's office that same day that he does all this,
Yeah. And he
the attorney's probably like, well, if there's no body, there's no case.
Well, and there's
wink wink.
And there's so many little details to this case too. Like he left his phone at the office that day, and Michelle was at the office, and so he called from he had somebody call his phone so Michelle could answer it. So it appeared that he was at the office and not.
And somebody called him,
and
he answered the phone.
So he's
covering his tracks.
Definitely premeditation.
Yeah. No, I mean.
all the way around. To get a bike, to get, you're going to use someone else's truck. You're going to.
I just wish that they can find her body. Like just for closure.
Yeah, and they've searched everywhere in the area of that Waveney Park where he was, obviously there for 40 minutes.
Somebody else had to have helped some way along the line then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Another car pull up, you transfer the body. I don't know. I mean, if the guy...
He's doing this in broad daylight?
Supposedly has
at a park?
Money? Yeah,
You have to transfer, or you have to do whatever you did with her body, because it wasn't in the truck.
Yeah.
When her Suburban was found.
Did they find blood in that truck, though?
I don't know if they did or not.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they did, because the trash bags were in there.
Yeah, unless she was in a trash bag and she was part of the 30 trash bags that they haven't found.
Yeah, but they've found the majority of those trash bags. You would think that there would be something, because that was my first thought.
Or there's a group of them somewhere else before that. I don't know. Yeah, it's a mystery, that part, because...
I mean, what would he have cut her up with?
And I mean, it's amazing that he was able to clean up everything so fast too.
Well, I don't think he cleaned up as well as he thought he did, or maybe he didn't mean to. I think he just wanted to get like the surface clean, but obviously when there's that much blood, like you can't, you're not gonna clean that, you know? And, and so he, I think that was just a chicken shit way of,
I hate it. I hate
going
it
out.
I was watching the Playboy Murders on Discovery Plus because that popped up next. Thank you for
that's a good one too.
My day of doing nothing. But I was watching the Playboy Murders, and one of the guys too kills himself, and I just, if you're man enough to do this shit, like, what's the purpose of killing someone if you're just going to kill yourself afterwards? Who gives a shit what they do after you're dead? Like, I just
it's such a chicken shit way. Like it's I don't know if
you hate your life, destroy your life, but why take other people with you?
And he was,
I just don't understand.
You know, he was very narcissistic, this man. He had this whole attitude of, when he was first found out to be having an affair with this Michelle Troconis, you know, she stayed with him for a little bit, Jennifer did, and he basically told her, like, he expected her to stay with him no matter how many affairs he had, no matter how many women he had on the side. Like, this is your job, is to stay with me as my wife, and I'm allowed to have as many mistresses on the side as I would like to. And that was just his way of thinking.
So then I can have as many
of course not.
On the side.
Of course not. Like, it doesn't work that way.
I just don't understand that mentality.
You know,
why be married? Just be a single man and...
because she came from money. She came from money.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think that's why I feel like they knew each other in college. And so I think he knew her background, and then all those years went by and he was, married to somebody else. So I think when they reconnected, the little light bulb went off, like, okay, here's my payday. Here's my in, and then of course they're charming and everything that they need to be. And then until they're not. Until you're dead. And so he put himself in his car, and
I just feel so bad for the kids. You have this life with both parents,
and now they're both gone.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad.
Yeah, so the kids are with her mom, and apparently doing fine. They're doing well. But it's still, it just sucks,
Yeah.
They don't have their parents.
Absolutely.
And so it's just, it's really sad.
Yeah.
But, so if anybody has any, especially like if you have a different take on this, I would love to hear if you think that, maybe it could have been somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know when you
he's never going to face his day in court. So.
No, and when you have that much money, I think it comes with a lot of drama, and it comes with a lot of other things. And so I don't know.
Yeah.
If anybody has another twist to it, I'd love to hear it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. And you can find us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, all at 50 States of Madness. And
click like and subscribe.
Yes, subscribe, please. Comment. We love to hear your suggestions. We've actually had a couple people suggest this case, but I want to wait to do it because I need to talk to somebody before. But the West Memphis 3. So, but I need to talk to somebody before we actually do that. So, but I've seen the comments rolling around that people want us to do that. So, your comments are not going unseen.
Yes.
But, yeah, so I just need to do more work on that one first. So thank you to, shout out to our Patreons.
Thank you.
We appreciate you so much.
Absolutely.
And, we will be back next week. If you would like to support us on Patreon, we are at patreon.com/50 States of Madness.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Be safe.